5 best Air Jordan 1 colorways of all time. This is going to be a good one. Let's get started with the honorable mention first. And that is the Storm Blue Air Jordan 1. The reason why I brought this up was because I wasn't sure if it should be in 5th or 6th place. I knew it was close to that. A lot of people like and appreciate the shoe, but again, these went to outlets and a lot of people let them go under the radar, or they didn't care about them until they were worth more money. So that's why I wasn't sure if it was more of a hype thing or actually people like the shoe. I got these when they came out and I got them for very cheap because of it. So I personally have always loved this shoe, but again, that's why I was like, should we put this on the list or not? So I did a poll result on my Instagram and I found out, same thing, another shoe beat these out. We'll talk about those in a second, but again, just wanted to give you guys the honorable mention, the Storm Blue Air Jordan 1 High OG. Oh yeah, and if you didn't know by now, my name is DJ and this is the DNA show. Now for this video, I'm gonna be going over the high top Air Jordan 1s. We're not gonna be talking about KOs, low tops, collaboration, Travis Scott lows. We're not talking about all that stuff. We're talking about high top ones, classic, OG, nostalgic. This is what we rocking with. And speaking of that, the Air Jordan 1 has a very rich history dating back to 1985 when we saw multiple Air Jordan 1s come out in a series of colorways. And yes, there were the KOs and low tops in that collection as well. But again, the high top was one of the most prominent models on and off the basketball court and has still been a relevant sneaker for the past 40 years. There have been hundreds of colorways of Air Jordan 1s in particular, and I've narrowed it down to the top 5 for you guys through many of conversations with people and poll results on Instagram as well. You might be shocked about a couple of these as we go throughout the video on the ranking and them actually being on the list, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video to see what the final results are. Coming in at 5th place, we have a dead even tie. This is crazy. I don't know how this happened, but this is what we got. The Shadow and the Royal Air Jordan 1 High. I wasn't sure which one would be on the list at what place, whether it was 3rd, 4th, or 5th, but they tied for 5th place, and there was something else that outranked these that I was kind of shocked by. Starting off with the Shadow Air Jordan 1, the reason why this shoe is gonna be so great, so nostalgic, and so high on the list, it's an OG colorway. You can't go wrong with it. You can literally dress this up, dress it down, match it with anything. You can beat these up, clean them, they put them back to life and they look good again on foot. This is just an overall amazing shoe, very universal, highly loved. Multiple retros of this version. We saw the original, then we saw a retro, another retro after that, and then obviously other iterations with low tops, golf versions, cleats, you name it. But at the end of the day, this is definitely a sneaker that is well worthy of being on the top 5 Air Jordan 1s of all time. Now when it comes to the Royal Air Jordan 1, again, this checks all those boxes that we just talked about when it comes to the shadows. I would say this one is slightly niche in the positive and negative department. So what do I mean by that? Some people, they love the Chicago Bulls, the red, black, and white colors, so they might like something else compared to the blue. That could push a little bit of negativity behind it, but then at the same time, a lot of people love the blue and they say, hey, it pops, it stands out, it looks great. All the retros have been amazing over the years from the early 2000s to the current time now. We love the shoe, and with all the different retro iterations, I have never seen somebody truly just hate the Royal ones. They may not like it as much as something else, but at the end of the day, everybody respects it. Now when it comes to the Shadows and Royals, at this time in life, Jordan 1s are sleeping. They're underneath the radar, and I wanted to make this video particularly for that reason, because if you want to get some nostalgic, some classic, some OG, some good stuff for your collection that's going to stand the tell of time, this is the time to get stuff. Shoes are going at great prices right now, and it's a great time to be a sneakerhead. Yo, DNA fam, I know you guys are into sneakers, so I'm going to assume that you're into investing as well, which means you're probably also interested in leveling up your life. I think you definitely need to check this out. I just launched my DNA show community on School, and it's totally free to join, by the way. Inside, I've dropped my entire Hobby to Hustle program. It used to be $99 a month, and I've helped tons of people turn their passions into profit with this course. And now I want to give it away 100% free just for the community members. This is going to be a place where sneakerheads can connect, share game, and grow together. So don't wait, hit the link down below in the description to get instant access to the Hobby to Hustle course today, and I'll see you guys on the inside so we can run it up. Next up on the list is a shoe that literally snuck its way in and crept its way up, and I wasn't even sure about this one initially, but I was like, we gotta throw it in because I've always loved it and appreciated it, but then at the same time it just had never been as great as the other models that are better than these. But I'm like, you know what, this is what we're gonna do. So remember when I talked about the Storm Blues earlier in the video? I put them side by side with the UNC ones. And apparently people like these a lot more than they like these. So then I said, okay, let's rank them with the other shoes that I think should be in that, you know, top 3, 4, 5 position, because I know the top 2 and those aren't gonna change. So what is this gonna rank at? I thought maybe it was sliding at 5th place, but then next thing you know, it passed up the Royals, the Shadows, and it's right here on the list, and those tied each other, which was crazy. So this came in at 4th place on the list, and I was thinking maybe like, oh, one of these are gonna get booted out, but the tie pulled up and it made sense with the Royals and Shadows, right? Like they're like, no, we both need to be on the list, which is really insane because the percentages were the exact same. But this one beat them by 1%. We have seen reimagined Royals. When the UNC ones came out as the reimagined version, a lot of people were hyped up, they were excited about it, but then at the same time, they seemed like they didn't really like care or appreciate them, or they were just waiting for them to go on sale and they wanted to get them for the good deal. And there was also that narrative behind it as well, saying, hey, I know the way the state of the market is, let me be patient so I can still get the shoe that I like and love, but I can get it at a discounted price. When it comes to the reimagined UNCs, they did a great job on that project, and I think that is something that allowed the new sneakerheads to be able to reconnect with the UNC Air Jordan 1 in particular, especially at an affordable price, and that could potentially be something that drove it up in the ranking on this video in particular. But either way, I knew this had to be in the conversation of one of the top sneakers of all time. Now remember we talked about there's a rich history behind the Air Jordan 1s dating all the way back to 1985. Well, if you notice, the past 3 shoes, actually 4 shoes that we have mentioned so far, these are all original colorways. These 2 have the same color blocking. These 2 have the same color blocking. This original color blocking style has been played off of so many years and so many different renditions and different collaborations and you name it, but it all roots back to these pairs right here. And that's why I have so much conviction with these pairs compared to other collaborations or whatever it may be, because if it wasn't for these, those wouldn't be what they are to this day. And again, they have been standing strong for 40 plus years now, which is crazy. Now, when it comes to the UNC one in particular, again, very affordable, and they haven't done too many retros of this version. So to be able to go after these and add them to your collection over the years, it's kind of been hard. It's hard to find the OG 1985 pair. This was the retro that came after that. You saw the UNC patent leather one mid. I used to love those, but they started turning yellow on me and green, and it didn't look good because of the patent leather after the aging. You got these, you got the low top SB version, you got some golf versions, but not too many versions of the high top compared to the Royals and the Shadows. So if this is something that you like, again, there's not that many out there, and it takes a while for them to retro these each time. So I wouldn't be surprised if those reimagines ends up going up in value later down the line. Next up on the list is a shoe that I kind of was thinking about, was like, I wonder if these will be like in 5th place, or if they should even go on the list. And then I was like, wait a minute, wait. This is a legendary shoe right here. If it wasn't for this shoe, you wouldn't have anything from the toe series. And that's the black toe Air Jordan 1 High. Now, you guys know the toe series, right? You got the yellow toe, the blue toe, the purple toe, all the different stuff, right? We get that. The shattered backboard, everything is similar, we know. But if it wasn't for these, none of that stuff would come about. And obviously, man, even the Bred toes, you saw what's going crazy with those with the pricing. And then you saw the play off of the Bred toes that turned into the Oklahoma Air Jordan 1s, which was a premium PE that was then going for thousands of dollars. And you see how it all evolves into something else. But the original root is right here with this pair. Now, when it comes to the black toe Air Jordan 1, they did a reimagined series on this pair as well. They did a special box, but one thing that they switched up was the branding on the side. Now, this pair has the Wings logo. This is one of the previous retros. We've seen a couple different retro iterations, whether it was from the BMP pack or there are a couple retros that came out about 10 years ago. And then you had the new version from the reimagined series, and they switched it and put the Rare Air on here because that was similar to the original pair that was sampled, that was made for Michael Jordan when he was doing the photo shoot, and that could have potentially been the original Air Jordan 1 black toe. So the storyline behind that shoe and everything that went about it was great, but again, you had some positive and negative pull from the consumer because it wasn't like the OG that they know with this original Wings logo, because this is the standard original released pair that came out to the public. But at the end of the day, they did a great job on the black toe reimagined ones. In the same scenario with those UNC ones when they did the reimagine, they go on for a low, you catching them on sale, you gonna get them underneath the radar. I think that's going to be another one of those shoes that ends up going up in value later down the line, and you're going to be so happy that you added them to your collection. But besides all that, these dominated the charts when I did the poll results compared to these other pairs. As you can see right here on the screen with the poll results, clearly, again, 19, 19, 20%, and then these just blew them out the water. I'm not mad at it at all. Great, classic, nostalgic. You can't go wrong with the black toe ones. Today's partner is Sneaker Throne. They have multiple options when it comes to durable and high quality display cases. One of my personal favorites is the drop side display case. I'm a size 13 and I can easily fit my shoes inside of here, and I have hundreds of these stacked throughout my rooms to display my sneakers. When it comes to the cases in particular, you have 4 different color options: clear, black, white, and red. So if you're looking at grabbing one of these for yourself or for someone else, make sure you guys check out sneakerthrone.com, and don't forget to use the discount code DNAShow at checkout for 10% off for all your orders. Now next up is a debate, the greatest debate ever, and I think these poll results are opposite of what I wanted it to be, but I understand and I know the narrative and I've heard it all over the time, years and years. My personal opinion is the number 2 shoe should be in first place, and that number 2 shoe is the Bred Air Jordan 1s, the black and red Air Jordan 1s, the band Air Jordan 1s, whatever you like to call it. This is the shoe right here. And again, remember we talked about that classic, nostalgic, OG color blocking. Now I've shown you one style of color blocking, 2 styles of color blocking, 3 styles of color blocking. There was 5 different styles of color blocking when it came to the original Air Jordan 1s back in the day. And as you can see, it's hard to mess up. Now, again, you can play off of this, turn it into different things. We saw the band ones, the actual band ones, the B grade pair that came out to the outlets, and then you got that new version of the band. What was that, 2016 or something? I've never been a fan of those. The early 2000s pair, whew, that was a good one right there. You had the pair with the strap on the back, that was another one. The original 1985 pair, the low tops, the cleats, the golf. There's so many different versions of the Bred Air Jordan 1s, and to this day, I think this is the greatest Air Jordan 1 of all time. The reason why I say that is, again, just like the shadows, black, easy to rock, easy to clean. All you gotta do is worry about the midsoles, but again, you can't go wrong. I wore these to Coachella one time, cleaned up the midsoles, they look brand new, you didn't even notice type situation. I think this is just the best out there. The black and red goes crazy, Chicago Bulls, you name it, it looks good with everything. You could dress this up, dress it down, it checks all the boxes. And because of that, this shoe is always gonna be a shoe that holds a really good value. Just like we saw, I didn't even mention, the black and red or the Bred Air Jordan 185s that recently came out earlier this year and are set to come out again this holiday, which is kind of weird. Huge demand behind that, right? And obviously they say there was lower quantity, they're dropping it again. At the end of the day, there was a decent resale on it. There's always going to be some type of value put behind the Bred ones, the black and red ones, the band ones, again, whatever nickname you'd like to call them. There's always going to be some type of positive vibe behind this by a vast majority of people that causes a demand behind this shoe. And in my opinion, based off of the original 1985 pair and having that and the band story and all the stuff that went along with that narrative and being fined and how it created such a crazy bloodline, even though it was a fake story, but that's a whole nother topic. Still, I think that these are the best of all time. But I'm pretty sure you guys know at this point what shoe comes in at first place, and that is the Chicago Air Jordan 1. Completely understand, you cannot go wrong. So again, we talked about color blocking. 1 color blocking style, 2 color blocking styles, 3 color blocking styles, 4 color blocking styles, and then the 5th style is more of the metallic series, the white with the different color accented around the collar and on the swoosh. Now when it comes to the Chicago, we said it with all these other versions. There have been so many iterations of the Chicago Air Jordan 1, it's actually kind of crazy. And they're all hits. It's so classic, you can never go wrong. I understand where they're going with this. And yes, you can say there's more collaborations and more storylines behind the Chicagos compared to the Breds. So I can understand why it outweighs that at the end of the day. Again, my personal preference, what everybody else says, I'm giving you guys both on the list and letting you know what I think along the way. But at the end of the day, they're definitely both first and second, whether it's 1A, 1B type situation in my head. They're both amazing grail type sneakers. And as you can see, I have multiple pairs of the Chicago inspired Air Jordan 1s in my my collection as well. Now, when it comes to the Chicago 1, this is the 2015 pair. These went crazy up in value after the Last Dance documentary. I was lucky enough to be able to get these for a few $100. Next thing you know, they're like $1,500 or whatever. I don't even know what they go for these days because I'm not getting rid of them. I still got a couple pairs of these in my collection. I got a new pair and a used pair that I rock pretty heavily. Now, with that, you have the lost and found Air Jordan 1s as well, which has basically had the game in a chokehold when they first came out. And I feel like because of, again, the stigma behind the Jordan 1s compared to the Jordan 4s these days, and this is why I'm making this video, because again, you can find stuff for affordable prices, y'all. This is the perfect time to get these. I remember when the lost and found was $500, $600, $700, depending on the size and the reseller and all the other scenarios. But now you can catch these for a couple $100. You can catch them for a few $100. And the Chicago 1, if this is the greatest sneaker of all time, voted by thousands of people, I literally had thousands of votes on this video. I'm telling you right now, every single Chicago 1 always holds a good value. It's always worth it. It's good for you to have, to beat up, and still be able to get more money out of it later down the line. If you get a new pair and you want to roll up to another retro, it's great to just have for matching and colors and outfits and all those other elements. It's great for collecting. It's great for, it checks every single box just like the Bred ones do. So I tried to do the top 5, but as you can see, the Shadows of the Royal snuck in for 5A and 5B. These are the top 5 greatest Air Jordan 5s of all time. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. If you want any other videos like this for other models or other recommendations for top 5, top 10 videos, please let me know, or ranking or comparisons. I'm always here to make them for you guys. I love it. I appreciate you guys as always. Let's get to 400,000 subscribers. I'll see you on another one.
I would never let you down.
Hey, just a quick reminder. Again, the link is down below in the description to join the community if you have not already. I'm giving away the entire Hobby to Hustle program for free, only to members. So you got to sign up and get in. Again, everything is free. You don't have nothing to pay for. It's all going to be inside. You're going to love it. Trust me, I've helped hundreds of people with this. I cannot wait to help you as well.
It's in my DNA. The only choice I like to make, what I'ma wear today. I would never let you down. It's in my DNA. The only choice